Look how things have changed, right? So it doesn't matter if you have the exact same scenario today as you have then economically. There's nothing more frightening than somebody coming to your door from the government and saying, I'm here to help. Let's talk about why you can't count on historical data and back in hindsight, right? Now, in 1981, I fell into a deal. I say I fell into it. I was looking for a place to rent, and I ended up making a deal to buy it. And how did I buy it? What do you think I cared about? I didn't care about how much I was paying, I cared about how much a month. And that's how most people buy today. And that's a mistake, by the way. I was looking at paying rent of probably $600 a month back then, because I was already renting a place, but I had to find another place. You guys, some of you already know the story. So one of the places I came and looked at, turns out it was for sale. Also turns out to be the place that I used to work at. My boss had lost it. He'd gone belly up. He's probably 35 years old when he lost the building that I ultimately bought. And when I bought it, I got a 6-month escrow. I put $500 deposit down, and in 6 months I had to have 10 grand, but I had access to the property, allowed me to move in, allowed me to have no rent to pay at all. That was payment free for those 6 months. And so again, it was just simple math, right? I go, okay, I got 6 months, I can stay here for free, I'll save the money, I'll get in. Well, let me tell you what was going on back then. And this is why you can't rely on historical data, okay? Back then, believe me, you would think that Democrats were right-wingers, okay? They wanted border security, they were totally against immigrants coming over illegally. I mean, they were hardline, and kind of everybody was on board. Look how things have changed, right? So it doesn't matter if you have the exact same scenario today as you have then economically, and we do a little bit. I mean, the interest rates aren't near as high today as they were back then, but the government, Reagan said it best. He goes, there's nothing more frightening than somebody coming to your door from the government saying, I'm here to help. It's the worst thing in the world, right? And to give you an example, like who would have thought that here we are 43 years later since I've been investing, and now you've got, the most important thing in the world is global warming. That's the cause of terrorism, depending on who you listen to on the left. And then also, we've got 16.8 million illegal immigrants that have come in the last 4 years. That would have never happened back then. And we got to pay for them, right? We got to take care of them. And we are taking care of them. I don't say we have to, but we are taking care of them. Now it's going to change, of course, with new administration. But again, it doesn't matter if the economics were the same, if the interest rate's the same, and everything else is the same. We have government intervention, no matter how bad it is. It was the government that brought all these people in. It was the administration that was the last 4 years that opened the floodgates. So all of a sudden we got all these people to take care of. And this is one of the things you have to factor in right now. And think about how this is going to affect. When you bring 16 million new people into your country, which is basically 5% roughly of our population, about 5% all of a sudden, boom, come in. We're already having a little bit of a housing shortage. Well, now the housing shortage is even greater. People need a place to live. Well, what do? Eventually, these people that are here, collectively or otherwise, whether they get government handouts or whatever, they start paying rent. When they start paying rent, now they're competing against native-born, right? People that are here legally, that are looking to rent places. It's pushing the rents up. In other words, because they're competing for a place to live. So now you've got the rents getting pushed up, okay? Now, the interest rate change, right? It's not so bad. The interest rate doesn't bother me, what it is right now. What's torture is that the interest pretty much doubled inside of 3 years, right? It doubled very, very quickly, far quicker than it ever has in the past. Maybe except going back into like 79 or something like that. So it's that sudden change that now people are locked in. In other words, if you got a $400,000 home, whatever, you got a $250,000 mortgage, 2.9 or 3.5%, well, whoever you sell it to is going to have to pay 7, okay? Well, they're going to go back to not how much a month. Well, how much a month is a hell of a lot more. In fact, it's pretty much double, right? What you could have bought for $600,000 it now costs you per month the same as if you're paying $400,000 or even $300,000, really almost doubled. And so all of a sudden, you've got this huge variable that you can't really reflect on historically because we never had an interest rate change quite so rapidly and have an influx of so many illegal immigrants that need a place to live, that's driving the rents up. So again, the problem with historical data is you can't predict bad government interference, and the government almost always F's things up. Don't misunderstand me. I think we're in good hands right now, as good as we can get. But look, we've already got, I don't know if you guys have heard, the current president has lobbied for, selling off whatever, walls or parts of the wall, 5 cents on the dollar. Imagine spending, $100 million on fence and then not having it put in, and then immediately before the next one comes in to take over, the fence that's going up again, the wall that's going up, is now being sold for 5 cents on the dollar. It's, the steel's being sold for scrap, basically. This kind of sabotage, it sabotages everyone in the country.